Welcome back, everyone, to round three, and we've got Vengeful Reapers, the new team on the block, facing MG Blaze, top of the table here. Vengeful Reapers having a bit of a rough first week for themselves. They're down 0-2 at this point, but they went against DOV Nightfall, ranked third in the standings currently, and their losses were very tight games. So it doesn't mean that they're a weak team by any stretch of the imagination. They've been a great scrappy team thus far, and against them, the Titans of MG Blaze, 8-0, currently undefeated thus far, just sweeping all the opposition. And they're up against this new team that they have very little information about. So we'll have to see how that goes. Once again, I am Random Minion Caster, and alongside me is Adrit Luna. Hey, Luna.
Hey, what's going on?
Just VGR versus MGB. So as we get into this, they have completed their pick bans, and we will go straight into that here. And Vengeful Reapers banning out Sejuani, Shaco, Zyra, Rengar, Master Yi. Some interesting bans here we haven't seen against MG Blaze before. On the side of MG Blaze, Orianna, Thresh, Kale, Miss Fortune, and Echo. And Vengeful Reapers delighting us with an interesting picks here. They've got Vayne, Leona, Poppy, Karma, and Varus, while MG Blaze running interesting picks as well for themselves. Caitlyn, Morgana, Syndra, Akali, and Zac. Luna, thoughts on this unusual pick and ban phase coming up both teams here?
Okay, so I'm assuming that Zyra or MG Blaze is on the Syndra again because he performed out of his mind in the last two games on the Syndra. So I'm thinking that it's going to be a Kali top into Vayne with Vengeful Reapers running a very unusual but very refreshing Poppy jungle. I think that'll be an interesting play. Uh, that's they have Leona for Vengeful Reapers, so it's got to be a Karma mid, unless that's Karma top with a Vayne mid, or I guess it could be Karma top. Wow, that's actually crazy how much flexibility they have, because it could be Karma top, Varus mid, Vayne bot. So that's a very strong flex there. Whereas MG Blaze is they have the flex between Syndra and Akali, and I doubt it would be Syndra support and Morg mid, but it could work? Question mark. I don't know. It's probably just your standard Syndra mid, Morg support, and Akali top. Uh, as for bans, I'm not sure if Jokes on You plays Master Yi at all, but so far any game tonight, Shaco's been banned every time. So is Sejuani. So I'm assuming that those are like his top two, or at least in his top range of his pool. Uh, the can we just point out the point of banning Zyra against Zyra? Question mark. I don't know if Zyra plays Zyra at all. This just sounds weird. I'm giving myself a headache now.
And I guess if it's giving you a headache, I'm sure it gave Vengeful Reapers a headache as well as they come into the league, perhaps lacking some information here. And they have loaded onto the Rift here, so we're going to get into it. It looks like it will be a Vayne top here. Interestingly enough, a Poppy jungle, so you call that the Karma mid, and a Varus Leona bot lane on the side of MG Blaze. They will be running the Akali top, Jokes on You with the Zac in the jungle, and Zyra ascends again with the Syndra in the mid lane. And I do believe Zyra Ascend actually does play Zyra. He just has not been playing it recently, so perhaps baiting Vengeful Reapers a little bit with that name there. And it looks like Zyra Ascend getting caught out a little bit, taking a lot of damage. We'll have to flash to safety, but a flash from both Fez and Jason as they come in. They will get first blood onto Fez Karma mid, burning both summoners but securing first blood. MG Blaze now retaliating with a bit of an invade down into the bot side jungle. They will have to be careful. Looks like they're just getting some vision there. Will get a deep ward and just back out there. So a really good start to the new team Vengeful Reapers.
Yeah, they're trying to make a name for themselves. We're like, all right, we might be having a rough night so far, but we're looking to take off the we're looking to take MG Blaze off the throne. Let's knock him down a peg. We'll
Definitely.
see if they can do that.
And one thing to note is also just the draft here on the side of Vengeful Reapers. They've got 2 ADCs, 2 supports, and a tank. Now that's not something we commonly see in drafts, I think, in any league, at any elo. So we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, you can see the potential advantage of that. Both Varus and Vayne very good at shredding tanks, also very good at providing sustained damage here. Poppy and an excellent tank, and Karma with the shields for days. Karma Syndra matchup seeming to go the way of Karma very heavily right now. Zyra Ascend getting abused out of his lane. They're already half health after coming back to lane, and Karma Fezzy Fez did manage to pick up a second Duran's ring there from the first blood, so it will have advantage in lane there. In the bot lane here, both just kind of poking, trying to see who can hit level 2. Leona wants to get that level 2 before they can really get the engage they want off there, but Wardbox on Morgana has performed amazingly tonight. Hasn't had to face a Leona, but has shown how good he is at landing the Dark Binding, so we'll have to see how that volatile bot lane is going to go. And speaking of volatile top lane too, an Assassin and an ADC, not a common matchup at all to see in that top lane here, and both of them are looking to get harassed onto each other there, both less than half health. We'll have to see what happens when the junglers start getting involved in the picture there, as both the junglers are tanks here.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting match. I think bot lane might be. Honestly, I can't say which is going to be the most interesting.
And speaking of guys in the top lane, Jason KB showing up, but his Poppy just shows up to give a bit of moral support there. Doesn't quite get in range to do anything. Epic Gamer getting a little hyphy there and might have tipped Dirty Hobo off that something was wrong, because when an ADC starts running to an assassin, usually warning bells start going off that things might not be as they seem. But Jason KB wanting to continue in on this. Dirty Hobo having to flash out. Can he get to safety there? No, he cannot. A beautiful knockup from Jason KB. And from the Epic Gamer there will net Jason KB a kill there. 2-0 the current scoreline in the game.
Yeah, Jason really showing his worth on the Poppy, which, I mean, Poppy jungle, it does work very well. It's just not, as we said, it's not commonly played. So if you play it, then you must be very confident in your skills on the champion.
Yeah, I mean, he is down a whole bunch of CS and farm here, but he is up in kills. And if we take a quick look at the gold difference there, he is still up about 100 gold. Mid lane, about 500 gold difference, which is fairly large. Bot lane, True Hero finally engaging on to Wardbox there. Will get the stun and the Zenith Blade. Wardbox's Black Shield comes up late and will not negate any of the damage coming out there, but True Hero still a bit low on health there. And now Jason KB diving the mid lane turret. Will get the stun into the turret, but will have to back off, taking a lot of damage from the turret there. Will get the ignite out of Fez, and Zyra Ascend will just base safely there. Zyra has taken the teleport this game, so doesn't have the lane dominance, but will be able to get back into lane more frequently versus Fezzy, but he did take the more lane-oriented ignite there.
And so, like you said, with Vengeful having 2 supports, much like Morg, Karma has a ton of burst in her own right, and also has a lot of sustain with her ult W. So if she gets low, she just pops the ult W and you can heal twice off it for, I don't remember the exact percentage, but I know it's based on what her current missing health is.
Right,
20% of her missing health.
Yeah,
so it's a very good heal.
For sure, and on top of that, she also has the Mantra Inspire there, which can give a shield to her entire team if they are nearby. So definitely going to be a problem for the assassins here, or the high burst on the side of MG Blaze. And we see Epic Gamer going aggressively onto Dirty Hobo. Can he get the kill? Did flash in aggressively, but it looks like he cannot, and instead Dirty Hobo will turn around and pick that up. The aggression in the top lane, we had been saying that Dirty Hobo is aggression personified, but it looks like Epic Gamer not wanting to give that even the title there of aggression over to Dirty Hobo, matching the aggression there with lots of damage, flashing in aggressively on the Vayne.
That was It's definitely unfortunate. The smarter play there would have just been to let Dirty Hobo back and just get the wave. But sometimes when that can be an issue when you play Vayne because of the movement speed towards enemies. Sometimes you just get the tunnel vision.
Yeah, that turns out to be the fatal mistake in lane that turns the tide. Akali is an assassin, and assassins are known to be the counters to ADC. But Vayne is almost a pseudo-assassin in her own right. The sheer amount of damage she can put out with her silver bolts is amazing. She's one of the strongest 1v1 ADC duelists in the game. So we'll have to see if that will be enough to overtake the assassin bot lane. Another Zenith Blade coming out of True Hero there, but Wardbox getting the Black Shield down in time. This time will not get stunned up, but Wardbox has to watch his mana. He's very, very low on mana here, and you don't want to be caught without any mana when Leona hits 6 in lane.
Right, you are, and I think it's going to be very interesting because we saw Wardbox on the Morgan in game 1, and then in their game 2 he was on Leona. So, and he definitely has shown that he knows the ins and outs of Leona as well. So, I'm very curious to see how well he's going to be able to play into a champion that he knows so well with one of the potential counters for it.
Zenith Blade coming out, the stun coming out, but Imagine did get hit by the Dark Binding, won't be able to pull up there. They will get the flash out of Wardbox though, so potential advantage to the side of Vengeful Reapers, and we do see Jason KD just waiting in the wings there. He wants to get something off, but his team is shoving in right now, so it looks like they won't be able to do that. Looking instead for the Infernal Drake, first Drake of the game here. Not the most powerful first Drake to get, but I'm sure a 4% boost in damage would be welcome to either team, no matter what champions they're running onto.
Right, it will definitely be very useful for the Karma and for the Varus.
That will be first drag over on the side of Vengeful Reapers. Now MG Blaze's bot lane, Bubble Lift and Wardbox had based already, and did manage to pick up a BF Sword and Hershey Shard on the side of Bubble Lift. Imagine's looking to try and shove out his lane, and base probably to try and match the item advantage there from the side of MG Blaze. And if we look at the mid lane, the dominance that Fezifez had previously had looks to have worn off a little bit. Zyra coming back with some good farm here has equalized the lane somewhat. Gold difference only now 300 gold in the mid lane. Dirty Hobo is diving Epic Gamer. Can he take him down? The flash coming in, but the cloak has worn off Epic Gamer, and Epic Gamer will go down. The assassin starting to do a lot of damage there. And this is where Dirty Hobo excels, when he can get the 1v1 advantage and he can start beating on his lane opponent. We'll have to see what Vengeful Reaper can do to sort of nullify this disadvantageous situation in their top lane.
Mm-hmm. And I like Jason KB giving the blue buff over to Karma, because Karma can be really mana heavy. So this will definitely help Karma be able to deal with the poke from Cinder a bit more, as well as having the CDR early.
Right, and it's, you know, we've talked a lot about Jason this game, but joke's on you, his counterpart on MG Blaze not having had much impact at all in the early game, just content to farm it out, but he hasn't really managed to get much of a lead in farm here. He's doing the same thing here, handing his blue buff over to the mid laner. Zyra ascends, so Zyra will have blue buff to be able to match the Karma push coming out in the mid lane, and we do see that Epic Gamer has already headed over to Shelly there, and the side of Vengeful Reapers looks like they're set to get their second neutral objective on the game, and they will hand it over to the top laner Epic Gamer instead of their jungler. Now they're going mid lane, potentially looking to get a gank here off on Zyra Ascend. Can they get anything? No, they cannot, and Epic Gamer will just drop Shelly mid. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but it's a very quick drop. There's no minion wave there for it, and that mid lane tower is very healthy, but they will at least get some plating damage there off and some gold onto Epic Gamer. Oh, a flash from Imagines. They get the initiate on the Bubble Lift. The Solar Flare comes out, and Bubble Lift just gets completely popped. Now Wardbox trying to survive will use the ultimate that gets stunned up by a flash. flash Q from True Hero there, and another kill going over to Imagines. Now, Dirty Hobo did teleport to the bot lane. Jokes on You is backing up. The flash from Jokes on You will force Hero out of turret range, but Jokes on You taking a lot of damage. Now, Dirty Hobo tanking up the turret there. Can he survive? No, Imagines will shut him down, taking a 150 gold bounty. That's 3 kills over to the bot lane of Vengeful Reapers. 3 for 1 trade. Good trade for Vengeful Reapers.
Yeah, that was very well played by Imagines and True Hero there. Like that, I'm excited to see what this team can do in this league at this point.
Global Whip has been leading in CS differential thus far in the league at 15, and he is still poised to lead that in CS, but it's good to see that the bot lane of Vengeful Reapers there is actually up in gold despite the CS differential. Those 3 kills will be huge. Imagines has completed his first major item, Blade of the Ruin King, onto the Varus here, so he will be able to continue pumping out damage, and Jokes on You is going to have a hard time, the only true tank on the side of MG Blaze here, when the enemy team has a Blade of the Ruin King Varus with a Vayne to just shred through all his health there.
And I actually really like the Varus pick with the Poppy jungle, because all your team fight initiation will be out of the bot lane, and then Poppy can follow up with either a team disrupt with her ult, or can re-engage with her charge. So I'm really liking this team comp. It is very versatile, like I said earlier, and it's proven to be very strong.
Right now, Zyra Ascent getting a little aggressive, trying to get Fez. A beautiful stopwatch there to nullify the unleashed power, and a good flash to keep him alive. The disengage from Jason there to get Jokes on You out of there. Beautifully orchestrated fight, and you can really tell Vengeful Reapers mid and jungle there have really good synergy. That was right on point, and they get an easy pick onto Zyra Ascent. Jokes on You now has to be careful. He's getting his jungle invaded by Jason here. Jason not giving any quarter, is up a level. They're just fighting over a ward, but Jokes on You lost half his health just trying to clear a ward there, and will give up a pink ward over to Jason KD.
Yeah, Jason he's playing a very impressive game. Like I just got done saying what he can bring to the table, and then he just shows it. Like, thanks buddy, you're making my job easier. Hey.
Yep, it's great when, you know, players can really bring out the potential of champions there. As casters, a lot of times we talk about possibilities and, you know, what things ideally should be, but right now they're showing it. Now, beautiful flash in from Wardbox. He gets the ultimate off on the 2 carries on the side of Vengeful Reaper. Gets the sun up, and we see Imagines completely getting melted, but Epic Gamer with a teleport from behind will take down Zyra Ascend, but he's in too deep, has no one with him, will go down instead. Now, Dirty Hobo flashing over the wall, trying to kill 2 tanks, but both tanks are low. Zenith Blade, not enough to stop him, and they will... Can he pick up the Leona? No, Leona will get out alive, but Dirty Hobo will take out Jason as well. And we also see Fez going down there to a snipe ace in the hole from Bubble Lift. Now, True Hero stuck under his turret, has to be careful. Dirty Hobo taking a ton of damage from minions right now. Will he go down? No, Bubble Lift manages to get in there and get that last auto off before Dirty Hobo dies, but Dirty Hobo has to be careful. Dancing with death there. Less than 50 health, down to 38 health at the lowest point. 2 autos from a minion could have taken him down there, but he will manage to dance his way out from that sketchy situation.
Man, this is... So far, I think this is probably one of the best games that we've seen in the league currently. It's very back and forth.
For sure, the mechanical skill here on display from both teams is a joy to watch.
And currently it's 7 kills to 8 kills at 15 minutes, so it's still meeting the 1 kill a minute quota that has been really popular in the league so far.
Yeah, MG Blaze, I think almost all their games have an extremely high kill count here, but this time it's also from Vengeful Reapers. Vengeful Reapers keeping up their side of things here. The gold discrepancy just above 1,000 at 15 minutes. It's a very, very even game as far as that goes.
This is by far one of the most even games in the league that we've seen so far.
Yeah, and on the side of Vengeful Reapers, they've got kills split up all across their team here. Only lane that's really down in terms of kill is the top lane here. And as we say that, we see Hobo diving once again. Now, Joke's on You in there as well. Joke's on You going to be the one to pick this up. But they trade in the mid lane. Zyra Ascend goes down once again to the jungle mid synergy of Jason and Fezifez. And we're talking about gold differentials here. On the side of Vengeful Reapers, they do have a gold lead on the bottom side of the map, but on the top side, there is a huge gold difference, almost about 1,500 gold between Dirty Hobo and Epic Gamer here, which is roughly how MG Blaze has their lead. It's a lot on Dirty Hobo just having strength up there, and so they will have to see how that top lane Dirty Hobo manages to get his lead transition to the rest of the team here.
And unfortunately for Zyra this game, having a rough time being 0-4, but he is still holding relatively well as terms of farm.
Now Dirty Hobo in the mid lane, but does he really want to match up against the Karma? Karma, the Bane of Assassins here. Now Jason KB, they will force the Zonias out of Dirty Hobo, but now Zyra Ascends is here. Jason getting caught out a little bit. Bot lane, the fight breaking out the opposite direction. VGR initiating. VGR getting a double kill in the bot lane, and Karma, Bane of Assassins, will take Dirty Hobo down, but Jason will pay with his life as Unleashed Power manages to shut down Coffee as a tank here. So that's ultimately a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Vengeful Reaper across 2 fights.
Yeah, this is... And now Vengeful Reapers is a kill up, so like this game is so back and forth. This is a good game. This is a really good game right now.
Definitely 11-10 the kill score. Gold 500 gold apart. Turrets 1 apiece. Dragons 1 apiece. Vengeful having an Inferno, while MG Blaze here taking the Cloud Drake. Everything is as even as it can be, but Vengeful looking to change that as they take down their second turret of the game in the bot lane. They've cracked the mid and bot tier 1 inhibitors here, so they will have much better control around that Dragon buff, but Dragon is down for another minute and a bit, while Herald is still up for the next minute and 50 seconds. We'll have to see if anybody manages to claim that second Herald before Baron spawns.
So at this point, it's hard to really say like who would be ahead. I want to give the edge a little bit to Vengeful Reapers, having the option to have Vayne to split push. Oh,
and Unleashed
wow.
Power, that point and click. What can you do against that? You can't do anything about that, and that is just so unfortunate there. Vengeful Reaper starting up the Herald trying to take it, but instead they end up giving it over to the side of MG Blaze. And Karma, we said just the Bane of Assassins, but Dirty Hobo does manage to shut her down with the help of Ward Box there. A 2-for-0 and Herald in favor of MG Blaze, but the fight ain't done yet. Solar Flare goes down on Wardbox, doesn't quite get the stun, gets the slow, but Wardbox gets out. We see Jokes on You now, the target here, the focus is they go in, but he has his passive, will not go down easily. Dirty Hobo from the side, a beautiful flank, takes down Imagis. Imagis not able to do it, but Zyra Ascends now the target. But the damage is split, the focus is split, only the tank's up now. True Hero going down, Jason going down, Epic Gamer has respawned, will not be able to get to fight in time. That is a delayed ace. 4-for-0, beautifully played by the side of MG Blaze as they manage to win the fight low health, but they do survive. They drop the Herald. Shelly's being dropped mid as well, and we'll have to see if Epic Gamer can defend.
Yeah, that was definitely well played by MG Blaze. A little miscommunication there, I think, on the side of Reapers, because instead of going for the ult onto Zyra Ascend, they decided to try to ult Ward Box with the Leona ult there. And I feel like if they went on Zyra, that Reapers might have came out of that team fight a lot better off.
Yeah, and this is really a game of inches here. Just minor mistakes like that, just targeting one spell wrong swings the entire fight one way or the other. And for the first time this game, we are seeing a sizable lead, 3k gold lead onto the side of MG Blaze. They do manage to pick up a risky Ocean Drake, which Fezifez almost sniped away with an empowered Q there from the Karma. And now both teams are going to reset. We'll have to see how the next couple of fights go. Baron has spawned now. Turrets are 3-2. All the outer turrets for Vengeful Reapers has gone down. Now Fezifez potentially being caught out here. Dirty Hobo with his fancy feet will be able to take him down, and Fezifez has baited the rest of his team. We see True Hero there with Epic Gamer. Epic Gamer having teleported and tried to come in on his own will instead go down to an ace in the hole. True Hero in the middle of the enemy team there, just trying to survive as long as he can, will go down. There's not enough damage now. Jason trying to hold a turret. Imagine desperately trying to rotate from the bot lane. That is a 3-for-0 trade caused by Fezifez overextending.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. But I feel like so long as Vengeful Reapers, they can just slow the game down a little bit, I think they can pull it back to their favor.
Yeah, if they can slow it down indeed, but unfortunately MGB not a team to let their foot off the gas pedal there, especially with the top lane like Dirty Hobo. Dirty Hobo's been doing an amazing job initiating. Now Jason has to be careful, might get caught out, takes a beating, but will be able to safely back off. They have, however, lost control over the Baron buff area. We do see the side of MG Blaze now clearing out the vision there for Baron. Doesn't look like they'll do it. They're just going to base and set up for it. They don't need to do it at this point. They are the stronger team, and baiting Vengeful Reapers into another fight would just be the advantage of MG Blaze at this point.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so how, like, you say slow down the game on the side of Vengeful Reapers here, but how do you think they can slow down the pace of this game?
So in order to slow it down, they definitely need to get more vision control and just stop taking fights when they don't need to.
And they, you know what? They don't take the fights they don't need to. Instead, they find the catch here onto Dirty Hobo, who is overextended, as is his tendency here. A beautiful catch from True Hero and Epic Gamer there. They get the shutdown, 300 gold onto the Vayne. So that's definitely a good start to coming back for them.
Yeah, that's definitely the other part of it is if they can force MG Blaze to have to slow themselves down because they keep getting caught out, then that's one way that Vengeful Reapers can get control back over this game.
Definitely, and as we look at vision here, a lot of their vision being cleared out inside of Vengeful Reapers. They really only have a couple of defensive wards here, but Fezifez not going to slow down, continuing the aggression here. They don't see much on the side of MG Blaze. MG Blaze having great vision around the river, but they're about to get their lights turned out in the top side. They now have zero vision around the Baron side. They still have a bit on the Dragon, but Drag's not up for a minute and a half, and the important side of the map is the Baron. But now we see Epic Gamer caught out a little too far. Zyra Ascends, just drops a Q, a stun, and an R, and that's lights out for the Vayne. 100-0 there. True Hero possibly getting out, will get out with the Blast Cone there, but Dirty Hobo following over, and instead it's Fezifez going down to Jokes on You, engaging on the back. A beautiful teleport from Zyra Ascends there. They already have 3 down. 4 down on the side of Vengeful Reapers. Now, Jason, the only one left alive. He's a tank. He's looking for a disengage. Knocks out Joker. But it doesn't matter. Joker's not the threat here. Dirty Hobo, the one to go in, but a flash will keep Jason alive. That is 4-for-0 on the side of Vengeful Reapers. They keep getting caught out, and the TP advantage, you know, they only have 1 teleport on the side of Vengeful Reaper on Epic Gamer, but MGB carrying double teleports and Dirty Hobo and Zyra Ascends. Zyra gets the pick off onto Epic, but is able to rejoin the team for the team fight here, and they will get Baron as their reward for that. So that's 4 and a Baron for 0 on the side of MG Blaze.
Yeah, that was definitely a very good engage by MG Blaze. Unfortunately, True Hero, he tried to ult Dirty Hobo on the Holly, which, I mean, that's not really the best target, just because, I mean, it's an assassin. They can dodge a solo player relatively easily usually, so I mean, probably should have tried to save it for the others, because they were clumped, so he probably could have gotten more of his team out and denied some of that gold.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he could have landed it, it would have been great, but unfortunately, the superior mobility of Assassins just makes it so hard to land that. And now we see Epic Gamer trying to fight Dirty Hobo, but is this a fight he really wants here? He's down 2 levels against an Assassin. He's doing extremely well for himself. Will be able to pick it, but it'll be Fezifez picking up the kill on the back of that here. They've left mid lane unattended, and now True Hero on his own will get hooked, will get hit by the Dark Binding, gets the Solar Flare off, but again, only on Warbox, not the person you want. Bubble Lift picking up the kill there, and the rest of MG Blaze will shove straight down mid with their baroned up minions there. Will be able to pick up the inhib turret quite quickly here without much opposition on the side of Vengeful Reapers. Now they're engaging again. Zyra ascends, popping Fezzy Fez on the Karma. Did have a good showing in lane, but it doesn't matter. Zyra Ascend has managed to pick himself back into the game and is able to one-shot people now. Now, Imagine's almost getting caught. Ace in the hole coming out, but a good block from Epic Gamer will keep Imagine's alive. Will it be enough? They are baroned up, and there's all four pushing here. Epic Gamer just completely nuked out there by Zyra Ascends and Dirty Hobo. Not where you want to be. And we get the teleport back in there from Dirty Hobo as he comes out of base. Full items, full health there, doing lots of damage. Will zone them out. Could this be the end of the game here? They are baroned up. They are pushing on Nexus. Fezzy Fez back up in 3 seconds. Epic Gamer down. True Hero down. And now Jason KB almost did. Dirty Hobo going in to execute him. Will go down to the turret. But doesn't matter. The rest of MG Blaze will focus Nexus. Will take it down 26-42. The time of this game here.
That was it was definitely an impressive showing by both teams. I would say that for Vengeful Reapers, as long as they can button up their mid game a little bit, I think they have what it takes to be a very outstanding team. Their early game is some of the best that we've seen so far.
Definitely Vengeful showing off a great start to the game. And not to take away from MG Blaze top of the table team, and they're showing why. It was a game of inches, but as soon as they took an inch, they took the whole foot and then went right on to the rest of the body there. Vengeful, the game just got blown open by one fight. They were just neck and neck, and all of a sudden the final scoreline becomes 14-28. Double the kills on the side of MG Blaze. MG Blaze keeping up their record for the night of a kill a minute here. Just barely getting that towards the end there. Final gold 40.9k to 51.4k. So it's only a 10k gold difference, which certainly isn't the biggest we've seen by the end of the game for an MGB game.
Right, you are. It was very, very neck and neck until just that one fight that put MG Blaze ahead, and they were just able to snowball off of that.
Yeah, and with that, that is the end of week 3 here. So congratulations to MGB for continuing their undefeated streak, now 9-0, top of the table. And on the side of Vengeful Reapers, they've gone their first week 0-3, and with them joining the league late, they will be sitting at 0-9 for the end of the night. So they will be at the bottom of the standings. But I'm looking very much forward to seeing them play the rest of the league here. They've had a rough week facing the first and third place teams, and on their first week, no less. So hopefully we will be able to see them transition their skills into other games. And I'm fairly sure that we will see them onto the scoreboard soon and climbing into the rest of the season here. And with that, from me and Luna, we wish you guys all a good night, a good week, and we will see you guys next week for week 4 of Coalition League's spring season. Thank you.